As far as hiding your Judaism, it all depends on where you live. If you live in a dangerous neighborhood, then, and you know that Mustafa lives right next to you, or some, one of these Hebrew Israelites, these big, vicious black people that think that they're the original Jews, even though they don't even know how to read Hebrew. They don't even know what Tanakh is, bichlal. They know just New Testament. They're just Christians in disguise. And they're very, very vocal and very angry. I remember seeing them many times in New York, screaming in the middle of the street, wearing all types of strange costumes, as if they're back in the archaic ages. If those people are next door to you, then simply do your best to avoid them. I don't necessarily think that wearing your kippah or your tzitzit is going to change nature. When we talk about emunah and believing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, that means that every bullet has its name on it. Which means that if you do not deserve to get punished, guess what? You could walk normally without fear of anything, constantly repeat in your mind, Enod milvado, there's nothing else but him. And guess what? You'll see, there's nothing else but him. No one's going to touch you, no one's going to hurt you. Now, if you put yourself at risk, meaning you dafka go into their community, you dafka go into their houses, you dafka go into their neighborhood, and you start arguing with them, okay, obviously that's you're a crazy person and you're putting a risk on yourself. You're not allowed to do that. But if you're just normal New Yorker, normal Californian, normal Floridian, or wherever you live in the world, and I don't believe personally that you need to hide your Judaism as far as hiding your tzitzit, your kippah, or anything like that. I don't believe in that. I think that's a fear that rabbis are teaching, not because the rabbis are necessarily believe that it's necessary for everybody, but rather it's necessary for most people because most people don't have enough emunah. Most people do believe that the terrorists are the ones that kill us and it's not Hashem. Most people do believe that the Nazis killed us and it's not Hashem. And that's the problem. So they give advice based on the people. If you have the right amount of emunah, you have nothing to worry about. If you don't have the right amount of emunah, you have everything to worry about. You have everything to worry about. So, as far as hiding your Judaism, again, it all depends on what you believe and how you believe it and how you're serving Hashem. How you're serving Hashem. And what you're doing and whether you believe that an attack is from Hashem or not. So, as far as the tzitzit, the kippah for guys, again, I walk around with the kippah, I have a tzitzit, and to be quite honest with you, I'm trying to look for more things to do to look more Jewish. Not because I'm some huge Baal Emunah, just because I think it's necessary in the world for people to know the difference between Jews and Gentiles. There are many good Gentiles and there are many bad ones. Just like there are many good Jews and there are many bad ones. The point being is that it's a person that's serving Hashem doesn't have to worry about all of these things, because even if something bad happens, he knows it's coming from Hashem anyway, so what are you worried about? Same goes for women. Women, obviously, if you are modest, if you're put a kisui rosh on, and if you are not putting yourself in harm's way, you obviously don't walk around in the middle of the night by yourself. You're not walking around in dangerous neighborhoods. You're careful. You don't have to be extreme. You don't have to be crazy. You're just normal, but you're more careful, which you should always be regardless, even without this anti-Semitism. A woman should never walk around by herself at night. Even a man shouldn't walk around by himself at night. You should be careful regardless. Because you're not allowed to put yourself at risk. But that's not because of anti-Semitism. That's because you're in the world. There's 8 billion people. Many of them want to kill you. So putting yourself in harm's way is not a good idea. But that's not because that's going to necessarily make you wicked. It's just simply because you're not allowed to put yourself at risk. You're not allowed to go and run into a house that's on fire and say, no, I believe in God, I'm not going to get burned. No, you're not going to get burned if you stay outside. You put yourself into a house full of fire, then you're probably going to get burned. So Point being is that I don't think you should hide yourself if you have the right amount of emunah and you're doing everything you possibly can to get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And most importantly, you are a person that's needed by the public. One of the greatest ideas that a person can take advantage of is the idea that Chazal teach us, which is that if a person wants to live a long life, they have to put themselves in a situation where they're needed by the public. This is the reason why many of the Chachamim, the Gedolei Ador, live many years, 95, 100 years, sometimes many more. Whereas the average rich, secular Jew, 70 years, 72 years dead. He has $100 billion, but he can't buy an extra day. Whereas this rabbi that's 95 years old, he's still more active than a 20-year-old, mentally. How come? Because that giant rabbi is needed by the public. Whereas the billionaire, no one needs him. His employees, he doesn't deal with them anymore. He has managers. So if a person puts themselves in a scenario where they're needed by the public because of their donations, because of their chizuk to the community, because of things that they do, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives them more time in the world. So if a person, number one, is following what Hashem says, two, has obviously the right amount of emunah and understands that everything comes from Hashem, the good and bad, all come from Hashem, and last but not least, does everything that's possible to make him or herself needed by the public, they don't have anything to worry about. And that's for male or female.